Hello and welcome to Joeyfaux episode 5. Episode 5, and today I have been pretty much painting all of my Rasputina set. That is Golem, Rasputina, and 3 ice gammon. There's a lot of work. The gammon aren't completely finished. I still want to do a little bit more detail and some extra colour, and I wanted to get this done or start getting some of this done yesterday, but I was really ill. Just watched the entirety of Game of Thrones season 1 on my sofa in a duvet, feeling sorry for myself. But it was a good day, interspliced with naps. So yeah, today this video is out slightly later than I would have hoped because I've been doing a lot today. So I've focused on really the Golem and Rasputina, and she's still got some work to be done, but I'm really pleased with how they both turned out. So I hope you like it. Here's some fast forwarding of me painting stuff. Here we go, here's my Golem. I've done here a foundation layer, really lightly, but it's been undercoated white, as you can see, much like Rasputina. So I've used Regal Blue, and just really watered down and went over him initially. And then this is going to be my highlight ice blue, and then I'm going to mix Chaos and Regal Blue and Shadow Grey. Okay, so I'm using my very thin and lovely brush just to go over this again, much like I did with the initial coat. Oh, that's how fast I am. Super fast. This is just another layer, just to make sure it's all covered, and I'm not going to use any washes just to minimise any pooling. So next I'm going to mix the Shadow Grey and the Regal Blue, and then just make a more even tone. And I'm kind of just going over the areas. I don't want them pooling into the crevices. I want to keep that the darkest colour of Regal Blue. So I'm just going over each bit and not going into the gaps at all. Super fast. Next I mix the ice blue and shadow grey, and this time, instead of using the tip of my brush and pointing downwards, I'm using the side of my brush and just going along the edges very carefully, as you can probably see it a bit better here, just avoiding all crevices completely, because I want to make him look like a blue rock, so very dry, no real liquid effect to him as I would usually use a wash for. So just going over very carefully, and you can still see the dark colour in between his hands there. So I mean, that is normally what I would use a wash for, but there's just so many grooves, I don't want to risk it. And it actually worked okay. I mean, it took a little bit longer, but I think he's come out really nicely. So I do that all over on every little rocky bit that he has, and then go very carefully over his face, and there he is. So now I'm using the ice blue and just very lightly going over there and, well, highlighting basically the tips, the edges, and just making sure he's very bright and bold. And I do this all over on every little bit. Super fast. I do like how that hand, specifically that hand, how it came out. Now instead of the normal paintbrush that I was using before, I'm using a dry brush, but only very lightly, and that's only to brighten up the blue. Always use the hand palette. I do, that wasn't an order. And then I just dust over the edges, and what I'm going to do after that is go over with the same blue that I just used with the dry brush again. So from this point I'm just going to be dry brushing and highlighting up, so it's kind of a bit more frosty instead of vibrant blue. But he's already looking a bit more, well, stony. But you know, that initial regal blue colour always stays in there. But you know, once you start getting to this stage, over his bum, not that stage, I mean the dry brushing stage, you know, you can really start to see loads of the detail come out. I mean, even if you're just paying attention to the corners of the rocks there. Oh no, are they rocks? Is it just like a giant ice beast? An icy beast. I don't think he looks like he's a metal model, if that makes sense. He's got some really cool looking cracks. Right, this is the blue that I use. And it gets very bright. Very bright. But then I go over with a white again. The cracks in his chest there are really cool. There we go, again with the white. All the way over. I may go over, now I've finished, with some more white. And when I start doing the bases, kind of cover some of his areas. It sounds rude. It's not rude. Maybe on his shoulders, or some of his ridges at the back there, cover them with a little bit of snow effect. Not actual snow. But he's very vibrant at this stage, and then I just, you know, get him to a nice frosty colour. You see there now I've done the face, and I go over his chest area and legs. You can kind of see how frosty he's looking rather than a giant blue rock man. But that's a very small paintbrush, and I'm just trying to use it very gently. And only in certain angles, you know, I'm going up where the hands are to catch those ridges, to the side on the forearm to catch those ones, and diagonally on the leg. So, and it all depends where you want it to pick up. And now I'm using the ice blue to go over where I've just gone with the white on certain areas. It was a weird moment of just looking at the top of his head. It was weird for all of us. I'm not editing it out. If it goes off the centre a little bit, I've probably moved my chair. I was at my table, which was odd. The last painting videos I've done were at my desk. But yeah, he's looking very vibrant now, very. But you know, that regal blue is still very prominent in the ridges, in the crevices. And there's only a tiny bit of ice blue on there, just brushing over the white. So here is my Golem, whose new name is Frothgar the Mountain King. There you go. There's some of the closer detail that you maybe couldn't get on the fast forwarding. I didn't use any washes, as I said, so you can still see some of the darker layers in the crevices. But he's looking menacing. Here we go, Rasputina. I'm using 2 purples. This one initially is going to be all over the back, and I want to do a dark to light transition on her coat. Very long coat. I'll speed up, Joey. Oh, there we go. So all over. This is very, very light. I thinned it a lot. But then the bottom of her coat / skirt, I go over many times. You see the second layer going over. And then I use the Lich Purple to try and brighten it up. That purple bit that I've just done there, that swishes off to the side, that's slightly shorter, I changed to turquoise a bit later on. So yeah, I'm kind of doing a transition, and I'll make it a bit more prominent later on. Time for the boots, using black. I get a bit messy on that leg, on boot and stockings. I don't know why it's just that leg either. Do a bit of flesh. It's a funny word. Flesh. I'll stop saying that. God, last time it was loincloth. Now it's flesh. So it's just the top of the leg, the hands and face. The face, still a nightmare. Because her other one is right in front of it, I couldn't get there with the brush. So when it came to doing the eyes, oh, did a terrible job. They're now green and staying green. So I was filled with confidence doing the ogres, and now, not so much. I've done a hair, I've changed that, you see, to turquoise. She's a lot more fiddly. Right, so I'm trying to figure out whether I should use the wash brush, and I think I decide not to, and I use the little brush instead, because she's such a tiny model. Right, I've done one side of the legs there, and what I've done is a really thin outline with a denab stone, really thin on the leg there. So I haven't gone full. It's not even black. It's that purple that I've used on the tights. God, I was nervous doing this. It's really nerve-wracking when you know the camera's on you, because you think, oh, if I mess this up, everyone will see. Yeah, that was helpful. Where to see your thumb? Get your hair out the camera. No? Okay. Going all the way around there though. So I mean, I did the outline first with a much lighter colour, which allows you to go over it and over it if you're not happy. But one leg is fine, the other leg is much better, the one that's that one. That is clearly much better. And here is Rasputina. Try getting a bit closer. Some of the cleanup, there's still some like work to be done on the boots and to make the lines a little bit clearer on her tights, stockings, and to highlight and glaze the goggles a little bit there. But all in all, I'm going to make this purple down here a little bit lighter at the bottom, but I didn't want to overdo it straight away. But I think she's looking pretty nice. I like her with the darker coat, and especially where I'm not that confident going in with the really light colours. I think she looks pretty nice. It's my Halloween costume, but maybe a little less nude. And there is pretty much my finished crew. I'll post pictures and updates of stuff like the gammon that are still left to do, and any changes that I make on Rasputina. I want to lighten up her coat a little bit so it's lighter down the bottom, and I'm going to get some snow on there, so when I get around to doing the bases, the proper bases that I want to use, she'll have a little bit of snow and colour changes. I'll work on that a little bit better, but I didn't want to add too much to it today because I kind of get impatient when it's stuff like colour changing and blending, and I want to do it and change it straight away and ruin the work that I've just done because it's still wet. So patience, have some patience. But yeah, it was fun. I really liked painting something different. The Golem was really unexpected to enjoy painting it that much. I think Rasputina is still very nervous because skin, tights, freehanding those tights pretty much. And I messed up, and I keep messing up. The one leg, the other leg, fine, straight away, perfect leg, perfect tights. The other one is shocking. So yeah, I have to fix that up again a little bit and go over some details, highlight a little bit more. But for the basic paint, I think I did pretty well, especially looking back on my Spellsinger video, which was, you know, my last real attempt at putting some effort into a singular human model. She's leagues better than that one. I need to go over and redo her again, show her some love, but I'm really pleased with how Rasputina came out and how much I enjoyed the Golem. So what do you think of the paint jobs? Do you like them? Would you have gone with something different? I mean, initially on the box set it's kind of like a white Russian coat, hat, and fairy bits, but yeah, I wanted something darker. I think I'm sticking to what I'm comfortable with as well as what I think would look nice, so I think it's a nice compromise for both. Maybe in time I'll go and get a different model. There's another Rasputina one, and an attempt to white colour scheme there, but currently I'm just not confident enough to really pull it off. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to have a battle on Wednesday with these guys and have some pictures, maybe a little bit of a report going on. Not sure if I'm going to take the camera down though, because it takes a lot of time, and I end up just not focusing on the battle because I'm trying to figure out the camera. But either way, I'll take lots of pictures, write lots of stuff down, and try to get you a battle report next Monday. So yeah, like if you like this, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next Monday for Joeyfaux. Goodbye!